Welcome to the Narrowboat that James built. Hope you're well. Thanks for joining me. But it is only me. Rob and Sweary Dan have vacated. Well, I say it's only me. It's Slow Patrol and Project 58. And I've had to shimmy them along a little bit because today is moving day for me as well. For the last few months, I've had many comments from subscribers saying, well, it's all well and good having two boats, but what are you going to do when you come to move them? And this is it. There are two ways of doing it. Either move them separately or together. And as I'm not going that far, I've basically got to go through that lock there, through that pound, through the next lock, and down into that pound there at the Rising Sun. So I don't have to go far. So kind of bulkhead walls are at the same level, like the back of the actual boats, they're the same. So yeah, in terms of internal accommodation, I've basically got from that window there, extra internally, and a well deck. Happy days. So now the next thing to determine is what engine to use to propel the boats. I'm going to use the Vetus because the Lister is weaker, but also I've got a load of crap on the deck. So I'm going to use the Vetus. I've got the controls up here. Let's chuck in the key. Right, there's a boat that's just come up through the lock, and I've asked Crusher Chris to go down and just keep the gates open. There we go. First flick. Gates are open. Right, let's untie. Right, I need the tiller on Slow Patrol, kind of in the centre. Right. Rob's done this before, and he said it kind of changes the centering of the boats, obviously. Well, we're moving. Crusher's on his way down to the lock just to kind of help me in. But this is quite interesting as well. Obviously, I'm carrying a heck of a lot of weight. But usually tick over on this boat is ridiculously fast. And this is a bit more normal now. I'm quite enjoying this slow pace. Quite hard to steer. Well, it's not, but you know what I mean. It takes a lot more time to adjust. Going into a wide lock with two boats is a little scary, if I'm honest. Not as scary as it would be for friends of mine with a 12.5-foot wide beam. I don't fancy that ever, because these gates don't always open fully. Alright, kick her into neutral and glide in, hopefully. Oh, I just can't really see anything on the other side of Slow at all. Cheers, Chris. Just about. I know. It's like patting your stomach and rubbing your head or whatever it is. No, not me. Okay, this is the problem with tethering up round these parts. These lock gates don't all open fully. Right, Chris is now pulling the boat out, or pulling slow patrol out, because we can't squeeze them both out together. And then, or we might have to kind of just do them both singly now, this next lock. Chris has gone back to the lock to get the windlass, so I've got to try to stop slow patrol from moving at all. Kind of wedge her in, and we'll get back into that lock down there. Here he is. Perfect timing. Oh, he's going straight to the lock. Oh, okay, I see what he's doing. Right, I'll stop slow patrol. Gates are opening already. I can see that those gates also don't open fully, so we'll have to go in one by one. We're going to try to squeeze through these, tethered up again, or breasted up. I think we're going to be all right on these gates. Chris is just keeping guard to make sure. Everything all right? Excellent, thank you, matey. I'll catch you in a bit, yeah? I'll see you later. That's it. I'll catch you in a bit, bud. Right, now I can see Rob's boat just here. I reckon Dan's going to be in front of him, so I'll probably go in front of Dan. Don't know how many spaces there are down here, though. Just past the willow tree. Yeah, Dan's right in front of Rob. And is there a space in front of young Dan? No. Terrific. But there's a space by the bridge. Right, I'm having that. Right. There's the hole that I'm going to get both boats into. And I've got Sweary Dan here to help. And I might moor them both up on the bank here, because I've got a lot of stuff to take off Project 58. So I'm going to untether, give one boat to Dan, and see if I can moor up the other one. Right, I've moored up just in time because I've got a subscriber of mine, a lovely chap called Graham, who has kindly offered to build me a double glazed, double-sided hatch to replace this window here. So he's on his way now to measure up and have a look at it. He's a steel fabricator, so oh, that'll be exciting. So a couple of things. Security. Let's start with that. Right, so securing the back is not a problem. What I want to check out is securing the front. So I've got that little thingy there on that door, and I've got that door, and I've got a key which locks those two. So does it? Oh, come on, lock it. I'm sure that worked.
100 window, your hatch should finish there.
That's about, oh, it's at 400.
Yeah, that's 400. So you'd be, if I had the glass made at 430, then you'd end up with a 400 window to there.
Yeah.
Because you glass, well, to there. Then you've got 130, 60, 80. So you've got 80 mil of steel bar down the middle.
Yeah.
And then you've got another 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So your glass had finished there.
Don't you think it's too wide?
I don't know, you're the one that just said you wanted it that way. I can make it go to the other window. It's just, it's how much it costs me, not you.
No, I'm thinking
So
about
get it right.
I'm thinking about the door when the hatch doors open outwards.
They open completely flat to the
Yeah,
other
but
side.
they need to be. If you know, it just got to be, it got to be easy enough
to
to
come
open.
in. Yeah.
So I reckon the hatch doors need to be 30.
300.
Yeah, 300s each door.
300.
Nothing says nobody's in like a padlocked stern doors, but nobody is in, and they're pretty secure. And at the front of the boat, that's all secure. That's going nowhere. Can't open that, can't do anything. I'm sure you could kick it down with a few swift blows. Double pinned at the bow. Double pinned at the back. Excellent. So Graham, who has been a steel fabricator since he was 12, has basically come around and measured up. Got quite a few options with this. He basically said he could plate over this aperture here and move the whole thing or whatever, but then you're going to have some kind of seam on the outside. So I think what I've opted for is to have a double-sided hatch here of about, I think, 60 centimetres in total, so kind of 2 doors of 30s, just a bit bigger, mostly glazed. He's done it on his boat. He showed me pictures of it. It looks amazing. It's a really nice, I mean, he knows his stuff, and as I said, he's done it a few times before, so he kind of showed me exactly how he's going to mount it all and stuff using angle iron, and he's going to kind of box it all in. That's the same thickness as the glass, so it should be a really nice, from the outside, well, from both, it'll look really good. So yeah, double-sided hatch here. We're going to keep it at the same height as these windows, but we're going to make it lower, not quite as low as this one here. This duck hatch here is kind of pretty big, but it doesn't give much at the top here. Usually the way these are designed is you have a lid on it which you can hinge up when it goes right to top, because otherwise it doesn't leave you much by way of applying trim or anything. But so on this one here, we're going to keep that area at the top there, but bring it down lower. So I think that'll look really good. And mostly glazed, it's going to kind of brighten this area up. We can move it a bit, we can adjust it. No more, well, unless we box it in or cover it, plate it up basically. But he said if we are going to do that, if it needs to move away from that leading edge there, then let him know the day before. He'll bring some steel and weld it up. I'm in quite a good location for this. I'll probably stay here now. He reckons it's going to be a couple of weeks or a few weeks. So because he needs to get his van right here, because he's going to be using a MIG welder, and he needs a 7 kVA generator to do it. So we'll see. He can plug that into his van. Apparently he's got that on board. So that's fine, but I'll try the EcoFlow as well, see if it works on that. But yeah, so if we need to weld up a bit, we can, but otherwise it's going to be kind of here. So I need to really understand how this is going to feature as part of the end of the galley, because 4 metre mark is there, so it's going to be about 3.5 is where this end's going to be, which is kind of what I want it to be, to have this kind of as a double hatch at the end, well, basically at this side here of the galley, and then have another one over there. That'll look really, that's ideal. So that is the plan. As you know, I've got these two. I've got 2 of these. So if anyone wants them or needs them, get in touch. Likewise, once we get that out, I'll have that as well. So if anyone wants that, let me know, get in touch. What I need to do though, before Graham comes back in a few weeks' time, is to get this, take this board out, which kind of is kind of half doing itself. Get rid of this board, get rid of the spray foam, much like I did on the roof, so we can kind of cut and weld and do all that kind of stuff. It'd be interesting to see kind of how it's done behind there, but then I can just, once the hatch is back in, I can put a board on it, much like this one, and be done with it. But you'll see here it's like kind of just covered by trim, so it should be fine to get out, but as I said, it'd be nice to see what's underneath that. So yeah, that is the plan. I'll crack on with that whenever, but really I just need to keep sorting out the inside. Where I'm moored here, I can get my car quite near, so I've got a load of stuff to take to the tip, so that's going to be the plan for the rest of the day. I'm not sure about my whereabouts this weekend. I think I'm going to have kids and stuff to deal with, so I'm not sure how much I'm going to be on the boat, but I'll try to be here at some point, because I need to really crack on with sorting out that lower wall next, because there's a few bits that need to be sorted, but all the weight's got to be shifted this way, which is good because the boat's listing. But anyway, we know that. Happy days. Oh, and I've done a deal with a lithium battery company, so they are on their way. So basically it means I'm gonna have to turn my attention now to the electrics, because to even plug them in and get them all working means I need all the other stuff to go with it, the inverter, the solar charger, the panels, all that kind of stuff. I've got rigid panels which I can always use temporarily, but I'm hoping to go for something else longer term, but we'll see. At least I've got them. But yeah, I need all the electrics gubbins as well, so that when the batteries do arrive, I can plug them in, test them, charge them, and get it all working. And I can set that up on a panel there, even though I don't have to build the electrics cupboard yet. But I'm kind of trying to work in time frames that are kind of being imposed upon me in a way. But anyway, this will be excellent. I'm well looking forward to that. So Graham, thank you so much for your very kind offer, mate. And he might have some bow doors knocking around, so we'll see. But anyway, hope you guys are very well. Thanks for watching. Till next time, take care. Bye bye.